Hey folks, this is BestInSlot with the third and final dino profile we're going to do today on the brand new Herbivore Dinosaur Pack. We've looked at the Homolocephaly, we've looked at the Drysaurus, and now we're going to look at the Nigersaurus, the biggest of the three, but still pretty surprisingly small considering it's a sauropod. The Nigersaurus is unlocked via security reputation over on Isla Pena, and then of course you head over to Niger. I don't know where I call Niger. You head over to Niger in order to dig up your dinosaur and pop it in nice and easy to unlock, just like the other two. Let's get a look at it. So those are the statistics, just like the other sauropods in the game. Nigersaurus is very different, but it does have zero defense like the other sauropods. We still don't have a sauropod capable of fighting back, unfortunately, but we're going to see some pretty cool stuff with the Nigersaurus. Let's pop it out and have a little look at it, shall we?
We are pleased to welcome a Nigersaurus to the park.
Nigersaurus is an odd dinosaur, I think we can safely say. In some ways he's very similar to the other sauropods. You know, if you just looked at the body, that could be most of the other sauropods in the game, it really could. And then, oh god, you get to the head and maybe it's more like a Diplodocus. And then you get to the skull, you get to the mouth, and it becomes this hippo-esque Hoover vacuum cleaner looking shebang. Very, very peculiar. Of course, by far the smallest sauropod in the entire game. The Nigersaurus is smaller than Edmontosaurus and some of the other hadrosaurids, iguanodontids, that kind of dinosaur. It really is a very small dinosaur compared to a lot of the other herbivores in the game, despite being a sauropod. Very unique, very cool. And there is the default skin. Lovely stuff. We'll take a quick look at the stats whilst we're here. Ideal population all the way up to 25, just like with the other sauropods, has fairly high population, you know, can threshold basically. The social group is a little bit more limited than some of the dinosaurs we've seen today with 2 to 8, but that is again within the realms of what we'd expect from a sauropod, even maybe a little bit higher than usual. A lot of them are sort of in the 5s and 6s and stuff like that. The Nigersaurus is slow, to say the least. This boy is really taking his time to move forward. I just want to see you eat or drink. You need to pick one of the two, buddy. Just gonna plod forward, yeah. So I mean, first of all, it's a chubby ass dinosaur right here. Continuing the long line of chubby dinosaurs we've gotten from the Sinoceratops, the Iguanodon, or I feel like all our dinosaurs over time have become thicker and thicker, and they've kind of taken on this massive amounts of fat all over their body. You know, it's nice to kind of find a dinosaur that I can get along with like that, basically. Come on, Nigersaurus, get a move on, lad. Oh my god. Whilst he's taking a billion years to do that, let's pop out and have a look at the second skin, the Alpine pattern. As per usual, I'm not a huge fan of the Alpine. This is the same pattern we just saw on our big boy over there. A little bit of striping coming up from the front thighs, but other than that, very, very simple. There's a little bit of colour gradation there from the grey to the brown to the white, but really nothing too exciting. Does look better in the defaults to me. That is bizarre. Alright, let's go see if our default is doing anything yet. He's approached the water. It took him half an hour, but he got there. We get to see some lovely new drinking animations. Come on, Niger, blow me away, buddy. It's going down. It's going down. Thinking about it. Looks over to his left. Suspicious. Looks over to the right. Little suspicious. Pretty sad about it. That mouth is a unit. Jesus Christ. It's a bizarre looking dinosaur, isn't it? I will say it's probably my least favourite of the three, but that doesn't mean it's not pretty cool. Spreads its legs a little bit, comes down and uses its mouth as a shovel kind of utensil, which makes a lot of sense given what the dinosaur looks like. That definitely fits in with the hippo wide ass mouth, basically. Looks kind of gawpy as it does it. Just kind of sifting the water into its mouth, basically. It's pretty cool. Big wide eyes. The eyes look brilliant. I've got to say, there's a lot of life in those eyes. Now, you're going to go eat, but you're going to take a long time to do it. So we're going to pop out a wetland pattern Nigersaurus and take a look at that whilst we wait for them to, oh so slowly, stomp their way over to the feeder. Now, I think this may be our first different pattern. Yeah, looking promising. We've zoomed very far out for some reason. Okay, well, let's stop it there and have a look there. So there we go, the wetland pattern, and it is indeed our first mix-up of the patterns. We've got this kind of splotchy effect on. It suits the wetland pretty well. This one looks nicer, actually. I'm quite a big fan of that. I think it suits... I really like this sort of gradient down into the shovel mouth, and this kind of veiny effect actually it has around the mouth. That's a serious set of chompers right there, my friend. I think it suits the wetland pattern a little bit more, because it does have that kind of swampy, mud sifting kind of look to it. You know, it looks like a swamp creature. I really think it fits in there, and I believe, someone can correct me there, but the Nigersaurus did live in a swamp kind of environment, so it makes sense that the wetland would suit it pretty well. Not bad, wetland one. You are my favourite so far. Congratulations. You must be honoured. Now, just in time to check out the feeding animation, as the Nigersaurus took half an hour to get over here. Goes forward, just noms on it a little bit, gives it a chew. Gives it a chew, gives it a tug. Doesn't move his head away really. Doesn't do anything too unique with that. Just sits there and, you know, chomps away basically. Having a good time, buddy? Of course, is the only sauropod in the game not to eat from the sauropod hive feeders. Does eat from the ground feeders like the other non-sauropod creatures. Also, little toe spikes. Every dinosaur in the game has little toe spikes, I swear. I don't think there's much to this eating animation. Only so much you can do at the end of the day, I suppose. Would have liked to see him like become an actual vacuum cleaner and just suck up the plants down his gullet, but we're not that lucky. Really do like that wetland pattern. Makes the dinosaur look a lot better. Moving on! We shall move on to the Tundra pattern next. There's not much to say on the outro. Kind of focuses on the big mouth, you know, he goes the kind of thing, but that's about all there is to it. Again, we're back to the relatively default patterning here. We've got the little stripes here and then the fading down. This is not the most exciting skin in the world, if we're totally honest. It looks very similar to the default one, just a little bit more rugged, I would say. It is different patterning, very slightly. A little bit more rugged and a little bit more brown in the brown. This one's got some red colouring and then that's more yellow, but you can see there, they're fairly similar. This is more reddy, that's more browny, but relatively similar. The final one for this group is the steppe, and then we're going to move on and take a look at number 6. This should have an alternate patterning. We should see some splotches, and there they are, those beautiful splotches. Definitely my favourite of the two. With the sauropods, the problem is, you know, there's a lot of meat on the bones, and less so for the Nigersaurus. But you need interesting patterns to make them interesting, and less, you know, big blank canvases. Basically, I think the splotch effect does that pretty well. This is probably my second favourite of the bunch. So congratulations, Nigersaurus. How do you feel? Good point. Right. Moving over, we're going to take a look at the final pattern, the vivid. We're going to look for some purples here, hopefully. Probably not going to be that vivid if I had to guess for a sauropod, but hey, give me a little purple. And I think that's actually the default pattern. Interesting. Oh, no, I see some splotches. It's hard to tell. I love the little tongue wag as it roars. Well, roars or groans, whatever you call it. Yeah, again, not the most exciting pattern. I've seen some people say they really like the Nigersaurus patterns. If you're into your more realistic, don't want to say dull, but low-key patterns, shall we say, you'll probably enjoy them. I don't think this is particularly great. I really like the Wetlands one. This one's okay, probably would take third place because I do like the splotches a little bit more, but there's nothing too exciting there. What is exciting are new death animations. Because herbivores are quite hard to give new kill animations to, other than the Pachycephalosaurids and some stuff like that, the ceratopsids. But stuff like this, stuff we've had today in our 3 videos, is hard to give a new kill to, right? Well, what they've done then is give them new deaths. So, interesting stuff about the Nigersaurus. It is the only dinosaur in the game that gets instantly killed by medium carnivores, but can live happily with small carnivores. So we're going to try that out in a second, but first of all, we're going to see it get killed by a Spinosaurus. Because that's the kind of man I am. We're going to see the... Oh, no, okay. Spinosaurus, you've been nothing but a disappointment to me today. I swear you've been useless. We're about to finally see the kill. Is it going to happen? I think it's about to happen. Grabs onto the tail, pulls back the tail, flings him backwards, drives in, stabs in the neck. That took bloody ages, to the point where I kind of assumed it wasn't going to happen, so decided to start tranquilizing my Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus has, generally speaking, been utterly useless for me, but that is a pretty cool, unique little animation there. Grabbing by the tail, shoving him backwards, flinging him to the ground. We obviously need to see that again with a little bit more detail, so let's give that a go. Okay, I believe, after waiting for about half an hour, that we're finally about to see it again. It looks like it, so we're going to go nice and dramatic. The Spinosaurus has disappeared for a second there. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, we're going to go nice and dramatic. We're going to slow down time. We're going to hide the UI. Let's see that animation again. Spino charges forward from the right. Lunges in. Awkwardly, admittedly. Bites just above the thigh in the booty kind of area. Bites twice. Grabs the tail. Heaves the Nigersaurus back, who actually gets some airtime there very briefly. While the Niger's on the ground, Spino jumps down, bites him on the neck. Foot on the head, pulls upwards, crunches, and the Nigersaurus dies. Very cool indeed. Now, I believe that there is another unique one that comes with the medium carnivores. They've got a slightly different kill animation for the Nigersaurus, so we're going to try that one out next. I just need to get rid of the Baryonyx, the Spinosaurus first. This is a really interesting thing I just heard. Just for a second, I think we're about to get the kill here, so I'm going to stop in a moment. But no, we're not. Baryonyx hate me. The noise the Nigersaurus makes, that is very... I'm gonna hopefully clip it in a bit louder there, but it's very, very similar to the noise that the injured T-Rex baby makes in the Lost World Jurassic Park. Very, very similar. I just heard it and it just clicked in my memory. Very similar to the baby T-Rex in the Lost World Jurassic Park. Just an interesting little tidbit there. Really, tidbit, not titbit. It's not a bit of... it's a tidbit. Okay. There we go! It took ages once more. I don't know why my dinosaurs don't want to fight today. Kills are on maximum, but there we go. We saw a very cool Baryonyx kill on the Nigersaurus, and you can see how it is a little bit different than the larger carnivores. Instead of going for the booty, basically, the Baryonyx grabs at the leg, pulls him back, jumps forward, grabs at the neck, pulls it back as well, and then the Nigersaurus falls over and dies. And that's the end, folks. Those are our 3 brand new dinosaurs added to the game. Of course, like I've already said, really the focus here is on new death animations. We got a handful of those. Homolocephaly is definitely still my favourite of the bunch. Nigersaurus is interesting, but I think lacks a little bit of vavavoom that maybe the other 2 have, but I'm sure some people will love it, that's fine. And who doesn't love a new chunky dinosaur? Homolocephaly, though, is absolutely tiny and has the most adorable eating animation in the game, but Nigersaurus, you're pretty cool, especially this wetland pattern right here. So, thank you so much for joining me for these last 3 videos, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back probably tomorrow with a look at the sandbox mode and stuff like that, spread it out a little bit at least. If you do find any secret animations that I haven't shown you in these 3 videos, please do let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested to see, for example, how the Indoraptor reacts with these dinosaurs as well, but at the end of the day, I do have to have a life outside of Jurassic World Evolution. conclusion, as much as I may not actually have one. So, there we go. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much as always. If you like these videos, hit the like button. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.